What's up guys, my name is Ignas, welcome back to the channel. Month of April passed, so we're back with the dividend portfolio and Revolut update. I've added new money in, bought some stocks and received dividends. First we'll go into the Revolut tab to check on the transactions history, and then we'll go into the portfolio tracker on Google Sheets to further check the dividend progress and how the portfolio is performing. So push an early thumbs up and let's start. So we are on Revolut's transaction history. On April 1st I added $500 new in and bought stock in two names. For $300 started a new position in a tech name Garmin, GRMN. Bought 1.279 of a share at $234.27 per share. And then added money in materials Sherwin-Williams, ticker symbol SHW. For $250 got 0.76 of a share at $328.27 per share. Later on we'll go into the portfolio tracker on Google Sheets to further check into these names' progress. Now April 1st also started with the first dividend. So Industrials FedEx paid, ticker symbol FDX, $3.48. Then April 2nd Consumer Staples, Kimberly-Clark, KMB, dividend of $2.50. Scrolling up April 6th, again Staples, Walmart, WMT, $1.77. Then on the 7th Healthcare, Merck paid, MRK, $5.65. On the 15th Healthcare, Thermo Fisher Scientific, ticker symbol TMO, dividend of 51 cents. On the 17th again Healthcare Medtronic, MDT, $4.32. On April 20 we have Utilities, Xcel Energy, ticker symbol XCL, $4.22 in dividends. And then on the 22nd we had last two dividends for the month. Communication Services Comcast, CMCSA, $2.77. And Versant, VSNT, a spin-off from another name in the portfolio, a dividend of exactly 12 cents. So these were all the moves and the dividends for the month of April. And now let's go into the portfolio tracker on Google Sheets to further check on the dividend progress. We are now in the portfolio tracker and the tab for monthly dividends. I've summed up all that was received in the month of April, and it came in at $25.34. It's not the largest month of this year, though a bit larger than what we saw a quarter back in January at $23.79. And there is a more substantial increase comparing it to April of 2025, where we had $19.34 for the month, so an increase of exactly 31%. Now so far this year we got $118.83, so we are definitely on track on beating the last year's number of $311. Though I'm not now that convinced that we can go to $400 this year too, but we'll see if the next cash additions will help us out a bit. So we have checked on what was received, but now let's see what expenses can we actually cover with the dividend income. So the portfolio in a year should be bringing $405.22, which is $33.77 every month. The next expense that we are aiming towards too is entertainment at $40 per month, currently covering 84.4% of it. And then all the monthly expenses sums to $795, and we only now have 4.2% of it. Not much here, but on the other hand, we can find that, for example, a monthly mortgage expense of $280, now covering 12.1% of it, so it's like 1.5 months of mortgage expenses that can be covered every year with just the dividend income. So we have checked into the dividend progress, but now let's check how these positions that we've added money into are performing. So there's a new position that we started in the tech sector, and that is Garmin, ticker symbol GRMN. We have 1.279 of a share, cost basis is $300, and market value now is $310.62. So we are up for those $10.62, an increase of 3.54%. Garmin now takes 1.14% of the portfolio, and it is 4.55% of exposure in the information technology sector. Stock is trading at a dividend yield of 1.69%, and since the stock is a bit up, yield on cost is higher at 1.75%. And this position brings $5.26 in dividends on an annual basis. Now I've also added money in materials, Sherwin-Williams, ticker symbol SHW. Cost basis here is $650, and the position is now worth $795.88. So we are up for $145.88, an increase of 22.44%. This position takes 2.93% of the portfolio, and 100% of exposure in the materials sector. Stock now is trading at a dividend yield of 0.92%, and again, since the stock is up, yield on cost is 1.13%, and this position brings $7.33 in dividends every year. Summing up the dividends for the portfolio, we have it at $476.73, and subtracting the 15% tax, we are looking at an after-tax dividend of $405.22. Overall, the portfolio is now worth $27,171.99. We ourselves deposit at $19,180, so we are now looking at a gain of $7,991.99, an increase on the portfolio of 41.67%, and an annualized return of 6.26%. So we have checked how the portfolio is performing, but now let us take a look which market sector or sector should be the focus with next month's cash addition. So in April we've added money into information technology. We currently have $6,821.96 there. This means 25.11% of the portfolio with a target of 24%. And we also added money in materials. Currently have $795.88 there. This is 2.93% of the portfolio, and the target is at 3%. So probably these two sectors will not be the focus, but I do see now two sectors in the red. We have $1,256.64 there. It is 4.62% of the portfolio and the target of 6%. And then we have healthcare, currently $3,733.08. That is 13.74% of the portfolio with a target of 15%. So likely with next month's cash addition, these two sectors will be the focus. Just need to determine which names from the portfolio should be getting those cash injections. And so that was it with the dividend portfolio and Revolut update for the month of April. If you would be interested in more details or using this portfolio tracker for yourself, you can access it free of charge by following the first link at the top of the description. All I ask in return is supporting the channel and leaving a thumbs up under the video. Previously I've made comparisons on dividend paying stocks, so if you are interested in that, then click on a video that is currently on the screen. And that was it from my side. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
Dividend dreams building up.